Ukraine is ready. It says it's ready to ship grain from the Black Sea ports, and that's in line with a breakthrough agreement with Russia last week. But the loaded ships have not yet left the ports. Ukraine says it is waiting for the UN to confirm shipping routes. Today, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and G7 ambassadors gathered at a port near Odessa in a show of unity, calling on shipments to start. Restarting grain shipments in Vitalto is getting Ukraine's economy back on track, and that's the most important thing. But it's just the beginning. Ukraine says its recovery will cost $750 billion once the war is over. It also needs billions in relief now. On Wednesday, the US announced it will donate $500 million through the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. Joining me is Odile Renaud-Basso, President of the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. Really good to see you. I want to talk about this $500 million that has been donated by the United States and how that money is going to be spent. And if you are the gatekeeper of those funds, what kind of projects are you hoping to target?
So this funding from the US, which is absolutely historical, I think it's the biggest donor's contribution the EBRD ever received, is focused on supporting the real economy in Ukraine. And it's the objective of this financing will be to share the risk with us. We are expanding loan to the real economy, big public companies in the area of infrastructure, for example, in the electricity sector, railway sector, but also the private sector, in agribusiness in order to produce agricultural products, but also logistics, and so all the value chain in the agricultural sector, but also pharmaceutical sector. So all this activity that the EBRD is financing in Ukraine will be supported by these US subsidies, which will cover half of the risk we are taking to support Ukraine.
Yeah, and as you say, this is a really substantial fund coming through from the United States. Could you take me through some of the most important projects? You're talking about railways, you're talking about key infrastructure. How are you going to be targeting specific projects, or are you expecting that the Ukrainians will come to the table with specific priorities?
No, at that point of time, in particular, for example, for the railway or for the electricity company, what we are doing is financing the working capital of the company. So it's not to invest in project or capital expenditure, but it's to finance the liquidity needs of the company, because of course, with the war, their revenues have collapsed. They have less clients, or the clients cannot pay, so they have financial needs in order to continue their activity. And we consider, I think, that for the economy to keep going, to remain afloat, having a functioning electricity company, functioning railway company, we are also supporting the gas company in order to enable Naftogaz to buy some gas and to prepare for the next winter. So all this is much more supporting the liquidity needs. When the situation will be clearer, then we will start the reconstruction. It may happen that we need to finance some reconstruction project relatively soon, because some key infrastructure may have been destroyed, but the bulk of the reconstruction will come, I think, a bit later.
Yeah. Your bank has actually been working in Ukraine for the past 30 years in terms of the transition. We know that there needs to be some structural reforms in the country, but I guess you've seen the kind of work you've done. You've seen some of those infrastructure projects now destroyed. How long do you think it's going to take to get the Ukrainian economy back on track? Because usually we talk about reconstruction once the war is over, but I get what you're saying. You know, the big companies, the big utilities need working capital to keep things going so that it doesn't completely collapse.
I mean, it very much depends on the war situation. It very much depends. If you have very quickly a peace agreement and the war is over, then the reconstruction will be quite rapid will start immediately and will be quite rapid. If the war is more protracted, it will take more time, because of course part of the country which is in particular under the fire in the bulk of the war, cannot be supported at that point of time. There is no investment in this area at all. So we are focusing on the parts which are not in the midst of the war, more on the western part of the country. And of course, the issue for the country is that if you have 20%, as is at the current situation of the country, which is occupied and really under huge military pressure, which is, and the eastern part of the country used to be the one with a heavy industry, for example, this creates a challenge for the functioning of the economy. So I think what has been very impressive is the way the economy has been adjusting, because there has been a very sharp decrease, but we can see already some activities rebounding somewhat. But of course, the degree of uncertainty also in relation with the war is a big obstacle, because, for example, it's very difficult to get foreign investors investing in developing new projects in Ukraine, or even Ukrainian companies to develop new activities. So they're adapting, but it's very difficult to grow and to develop.
Odile, thank you very much. Good to see you.